Was anybody disturbed by Michael Moore this weekend?
I was. Yeah, was it just the two of us? Because
I don't know.
Capitalism is evil.
I want to know, are there any Democrats that can admit that, wow, we got into bed with the wrong people? Capitalism, when they were going against 9/11, and George Bush, we told you at the time, these marches against the war and everything else, they were the Workers' World Party. Those were communists. And the Democrats just got into bed with them, and they didn't care. Now do you care? Because now you see who's controlling these agendas. Now you see who's behind a lot of this stuff. It's not Democrats. Democrats, you have to make a choice. Are you the Democrats of the past, or are you now fully radicalized? Do you believe, like Michael Moore says,
capitalism is an evil, and you cannot regulate evil. You have to eliminate it, so we got to eliminate capitalism, and replace it with something that is good for all people. And I love this part. And that something is democracy.
Democracy.
Goes right back to what you said about the progressives.
Democracy. They did this in the early 20th century. Democracy is code language. We're not a democracy. We're a republic. That's what we are. Democracy, our founders knew, doesn't work. Why democracy? Because democracy will allow you to elect somebody like Hugo Chavez. And then Hugo Chavez says, I was elected, democratic rule. I was elected. This is what we're headed for. They're playing word games, but we're on to them. You just have to do your own homework. You just have to wake people up. Don't spend any time with people who are not willing to wake up. Don't waste your time. Could be your spouse, could be your neighbors, whatever. Wake up those who are willing to see the truth. They just don't know what it is. And Democrats, ask yourself this. Do you hate the Constitution? Do you hate the Republic? Do you hate capitalism? Do you think capitalism is evil? Capitalism just is. It's the people that make capitalism good or bad. So if capitalism is bad right now, that should tell you capitalism was good for 200 years. Now, is it bad all of a sudden? No. The people who are at the top have made really bad and in some cases evil decisions at the expense of people, at expense of our own freedoms. You don't get rid of capitalism, you get rid of the evil people.
I'd also like for Democrats to ask themselves, is Hugo Chavez a good guy?
Yeah.
Is Fidel Castro a good guy? Because they're being presented by all of these Hollywood elites, Michael Moore and Oliver Stone now with the Chavez film.
Did you see
the great guys?
Did you see the pictures of him with Oliver Stone?
Yeah, amazing.
Oliver Stone and Chavez are fist bumping and hugging.
Walk down the red carpet together.
I mean, it's incredible. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely incredible. Chavez came out this weekend and said, we need to help Obama. I don't call Obama the evil one because he hasn't presented himself as one. We need to help him. Don't think that help hasn't already come across our southern borders. Don't think that stuff hasn't happened. Again, I told you at the beginning of the summer, a book that will influence and change the radical end of America. You want to see the future. You need to see a book, know what is being presented in your college dormitories and the radical, fringes of universities. Know what they're going to be talking about this year, and some of them will be reading. It is written by the Invisible Committee. It is called The Coming Insurrection. Who's reading it? Michael Moore. This is communism. And they talk about targeting and destroying the family. They'd say destroy everything. In that chaos, we will be able to finally have our global communist state. Well, let me tell you something. They're creating an emergency so they can capitalize on an emergency. Now, I don't know about any other connections other than Michael Moore is reading it. And this is happening over in France. Now it's coming over here. And it arrived on our shores on August 15th. And it took me aback. I don't know why. Well, because they are being so open about it now. But that's who the left is. Michael Moore is that person. Democrats, I ask you sincerely, I don't think you are. I don't think you are these radical Marxist revolutionaries. But your party in Washington has been hijacked, just like the Republicans were hijacked. They were hijacked by progressives in the Republican Party, the John McCains of the world. They were hijacked by special interests, big interests, global interests. That's what happened to the Republican Party. Now, the Democrats are farther along. These guys have been hijacked by insane radicals. Just power hungry, do anything for power radicals. In Jones' case, communist radicals. In Browner's case, socialist radical. In Sunstein's case, regulatory radical. The guy says you should be able to take organs from the dead. Take them. Excuse me? I die and I don't want to donate my organs? Cass Sunstein says you can just take the organs for the good of the collective? What kind of nightmarish world are we entering? So, Democrats, you are the key. You're the key. Because if he loses the Blue Dog Democrats, if he loses those people, well, who does he have? Nothing but a collection of the radicals on the left. And that is not who Americans are. Americans are moderates. Americans are in the middle. They are not, I'm going to baptize you in the name of Jesus, and I'm going to make the demons come out of you, and then you're going to sit at church and you're going to listen to every word I preach to you about Jesus. That's not who we are either. We are God-fearing people, but we are not somebody that forces your head down into the water. It's your choice. We are people that respect others' opinions, but we revere our Constitution, the founding of our country, and the rule of law. Democrats, make your decision. Whose side are you on? The Michael Moores, the Van Jones of the world? Or the middle ground? I'm not asking you to vote for Republicans. I'm asking you to find the good Democrats. You know, the kinds that we used to have here in America.